Thanks for joining us today on the Fuel Growth Podcast.
What is the right growth equation for your company? Is it pipeline,
Brand,
product,
customers,
employees?
Join us as we interview CEOs, entrepreneurs, and seasoned executives to explore what it takes to propel your business into growth. Today is a special CRM Spotlight edition of the podcast from the SugarCRM Adoption Roadshow Workshop in the beautiful Amazon Web Services offices in San Francisco. Today, we will dig into the topic of successfully deploying a customer relationship management project and driving adoption and usage. My guest today is Aadil Ahmed, Senior Marketing Manager of EIS Incorporated, based in Atlanta, Georgia. EIS is a leading solutions provider in the electrical, electronic, and industrial sectors. Specializing in materials, tooling, and technical support, EIS serves industries such as electrical manufacturing, assembly, and repair. With a focus on delivering innovative solutions, EIS combines its technical expertise and deep product knowledge to help customers optimize operations, improve efficiency, and reduce costs. Their commitment to service excellence has made them a trusted partner for businesses across multiple industries. Welcome, Aadil.
Thank you so much, Clint, for having me. This has been a great trip for me. First time in San Francisco. Happy to be here with your team.
Yeah. Beautiful city, beautiful days. We're having great weather, though I will always point out the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. I said that at our dinner last night, and the waiter came up to me and said, Mark Twain never said that. Well, I think it's a great story that Mark Twain said that. So I don't know. Anyways, beautiful city here in San Francisco. Thank you for joining us. Love to learn more about what's going on at EIS and what you're doing there. So first, let's kick off. Tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do at EIS and what brought you to the company?
Absolutely. So at EIS, my role, as you mentioned, Senior Marketing Manager, I'm focused on CRM and marketing automation. So that's my role in a nutshell. But my day-to-day my main focus is automating and making the connection between the sales and marketing seamless. So in the process, I use products like, CRM tools and other marketing tools on a daily basis. I also am responsible for creating any new processes within the CRM system and then deploying it and training our sales team.
So is it fair to say this is a bit of a blended marketing operations and sales operations role?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. So I think it's very important to listen to sales feedback as well when we are deploying any kind of tool that requires their input. And I think that's the key to learn from what the feedback is and what they want to see and how to give them that tool and make sure that they have all the ability to use that tool to its fullest capabilities.
Excellent. So in there, you're a marketing manager, senior marketing manager. Congrats on your recent promotion there. And in this role, I think it's maybe a fair thing for me to guess that the sponsor of the CRM project within EIS is the marketing department. Is it the VP of marketing that's really sponsoring, or was it a combined initiative between sales and marketing together? How did that unfold at EIS?
That's a good question. So we have a new CCO in our company, and then
is that Chief Commercial Officer?
Chief Commercial Officer. Okay. And he is the one, I think recently we have seen more growth around our CRM utilization. One of the reasons is that he's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So that trickles down. And in a second, I'll actually describe a few things, how I'm able to create dashboards and views that is specific to them. That way they can track everything and hold people responsible. And that trickles down to the CRM utilization percentage.
So I might kind of take the thought in there that a key to success of a CRM project is that executive sponsorship, that leadership starts at the top. And if it's important to them, it's important to everybody else, right?
Absolutely.
And is your CEO paying attention to this project?
Yes. The CEO, Glenn Pennycook, he has also recently been involved in learning about, different things that we're implementing along with SugarCRM, like SalesEye.
Okay.
So he's very aware of what's going on with SalesEye, very interested in knowing where can we take this and when we can give him some real data.
Some real key insights. Yeah.
Some real key insights on
Nice.
how we've helped
Well,
team.
let's talk about that a bit more. What are the marketing and sales tools that you have deployed there at EIS to drive the customer experience and growth for the company?
Yes. So at the moment, let me actually backtrack. Before, I've been with the company for 3 years now, well, 2.5 years ish. So before me, they've already implemented SugarCRM for about a year. My company have used SugarCRM without me. The problem there was they didn't have somebody who owns the CRM process. So they had marketing managers, but nobody was focusing on just CRM.
Right.
So that's why they brought me in.
Another key to success. Somebody's got to own it. Somebody's got to put their name behind it.
Absolutely. And then that's how I became part of the team. And from there, I started implementing as I started learning this SugarCRM, even though I've never used SugarCRM before, obviously, but I've used other CRM tools. Every tool is different. So when I started learning about SugarCRM and tying it back to listening to the sales reps, understanding what their needs are and understanding what the leadership wants out of it, that's what helped me understand what tools to integrate with the CRM system. Then we went ahead and added Sugar Market to the catalog. So we use Sugar Market. We use Sugar Live, which is with Amazon Connect. We do not use SugarServe. So that's
Amazon Connect is the phone solution that comes from Amazon, right?
Yes, correct.
And so you've got your CRM, your marketing automation, your phone systems. They got it all integrated together.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. So, and now the phone system is more. So that's also interesting because we twisted this a little bit because now we're using Sugar Live as just a chat solution.
Oh, okay. Started there.
Just a chat solution.
So Amazon Connect does both chat and telephony. Yeah. So you're focusing on the chat part
the chat part first.
Is that up on the website then?
It is on the website. Okay. So that is fielding most of our new customers. So especially new customer, I would say, because anybody who needs a quick answer, if they go to our website and they need a quick answer, they can use the chat box, which is connected to Amazon Connect, and get replies. Like we have set up some, we have trained the Amazon Lex bot to answer some quick questions, making our e-commerce team's life super easy where they don't have to, reply to each and every question, which is, sometimes repeat questions like, where is my invoice? How can I find my invoice number? Yeah. Where is the tracking number? All of that kind of questions can be set up, automate. So as much as you can automate, better to automate things that can be automated.
Absolutely.
And then outside of Sugar, one of our main tool that I think that I use on a daily basis is a audience research tool, which we use. It's called ZoomInfo. Shout out to them.
And a lot of Sugar customers use ZoomInfo.
Okay.
Yeah, ZoomInfo is certainly one of the leaders out there.
Yeah, and it works out for us really well because we have so many different industries within EIS that we cannot just focus on one audience. We need different audience has different avatar for us. So this tool helps us. We pick our sales directors' brains and sales reps' brains to understand who are we trying to sell to. Really? And then we go to this tool and then try to create some audience that's close enough. And then we run ads to them we use Sugar Market to capture those campaigns. And then through the nurture, we retarget to those people who have visited our website from these ads. And eventually that trickles down to the CRM system as a lead as well. And then, hopefully they give us opportunity to add them to our funnel with some opportunities in the system. So it kind of tracks that we have UTM tracking all the way. So at the end of the day, when we turn
that means you can track where every interaction started from.
Yes.
With that UTM track.
Absolutely.
But what was the Google search that landed the person on your website, that started the chat discussion, that started the interaction with your marketing and sales teams?
Exactly. And that's the goal. That's the goal, obviously. Also, like we run ad campaigns in different platforms as well. So this actually helps us understand the ad budget that we're using for different platforms, how accurate.
I bet that's important to your VP of marketing.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
That attribution and being able to understand where the dollars are having the impact. I'm sure that's one of the main reasons why that person was really sponsoring the project, right?
Exactly. So that helps us out a lot. So yeah, that's just the whole thing. As connected it can be and as automated it can be. the more helpful it is for the marketing team as a whole.
So let me walk through this. We've got Sugar Sell, we've got Sugar Market, we've got Sugar Sales Eye coming. You're not finished with the deployment yet. Then you have Amazon Connect and you have Zoom Info. Is that your full front office tech stack that you're working with, or is there anything else in there?
No, pretty much that's it.
Are you integrated to any back office systems to get information for your reps, or?
Well, yes, we have SharePoint. That's the platform that we use,
of course,
to internally discuss anything or internally put out training videos actually, or anything related to any of these tools that we just talked about. So most of them I actually train the sales rep or anybody else who uses those tools. So what I do is, while I'm training them, we also record those sessions, and there's a whole section called SugarCRM in our SharePoint, where people can go and then watch step-by-step videos. So they're never lost. When they're trying to do what they're supposed to do in the system while using CRM, they always have that support, even though I'm there whenever they want to reach out to me.
So when the customer is asking about their order status or their invoice status, where does the sales rep get that information from? Do they log into a different system, or is that integrated into Sugar?
So the ERP system, the SAP is our ERP system.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is obviously integrated into SugarCRM as well. So for some things,
kind of pulling together the back office with the front office and surfacing that key information that customers need.
Correct. For some things that our sales reps still use SAP, because again, SAP has been with the company since day one.
Right.
So there's a lot of people who still want to do things the way they have been doing. So it's, for a lot of people, it's easier for them to go get that information from SAP directly than going into Sugar. But that same information is available in Sugar as well. Most of the information that we have in SAP, and an ongoing process for me and the rest of the marketing team is how in sync can we get SAP and Sugar to be? That's an ongoing process.
Right on. So tell me a bit about your sales team. I'm curious, what type of sales processes they have, and what's the go-to-market around EIS? Are your sales reps primarily going out and hunting for new accounts, or are they primarily working with existing customers, or is it a blended hybrid model?
That's a good question, because it is a blended hybrid model, I would say, but there's a ratio. Most of our customers are repeat customers. So most of the effort from our sales rep is to see keep up with their needs. So for example, a sales rep can have anywhere between, 30 to 40 accounts. That's kind of like average accounts that they have. Plus they have other accounts that are new and transactional stuff. Yeah. But those are going to be their main accounts that they need to keep.
And what's their title? How do they refer to each other? As account managers, account executives, sales reps? What's their title?
Account managers. Yeah. So we call them SAMs. So customer success managers as well. There are some outside sales, inside sales. And then we have sales manager on top of that, which reports to our VP of sales. So we have 4 different markets, main markets. So 4 different VPs of sales. And then below, within them, we have
focusing on different industries or different product lines,
different markets,
different markets.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then we have a new team, which is new business development. So their focus is going to go grab new logos. Go hunting for
the new logos. Yeah. Okay.
Even though, the other sales reps are also supposed to do that. Sure. But like I said, their main focus is going to be their repeat customers. But this new team of new business development has about 3 or 4 people in it. We have a manager on top as well that reports to one of the VPs. And their main job is how they can improve the relationship for new customers and how can they get new logos. So in SugarCRM, I've created a separate module for prospect accounts, where that's where they live all day long, is how can they nurture the prospect accounts into something real. And then those prospect accounts eventually turn into real accounts and go into SAP. Then that's when they get created in SAP, when they are like, okay, we're ready to create this in SAP because we have some kind of opportunity going on with this prospect account. And then once it's created in SAP, then it circles back and the cycle back to the accounts module in Sugar
Wow,
automatically.
you live in those details every day, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, that's awesome. So in there, living the details for the last 3 years, I'm sure you've learned a lot, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
often you learn from your mistakes. You also learn from your successes. Give me like your top 3 biggest mistakes or biggest successes you've had while rolling out your CRM program.
Yeah. So my top 3 biggest mistakes and wins, I would say the way I would describe it is I'll tell you 3 things that we fixed. And by fixing those mistakes, it actually became like the wins.
The
for
wins,
us, right?
yeah. There you go.
So I used to think that spending more time in CRM is the key, but it's at least for my team, what I've realized is spending less time in CRM, but more quality time. How can you automate things? So my sales reps are not spending more time trying to figure out how to do it.
Their job isn't to do bookkeeping and paperwork.
Exactly.
Their job is to be talking to customers.
Yeah.
Right?
They need to be out there with the customers more. At the same time, how efficient and how effective can we make CRM while they spend 30 minutes or less every day, and it can be
So
still be effective.
you had processes in your Sugar system, but they were manual and people were spending too much time. So you
Yes.
started automating them and giving them time back. That's great.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
great.
So that's one of the mistakes that initially we were trying to track how much time they're spending, but then we switched to tracking the quality of it.
I like that point. So it's not about the one that wins is not spending the most amount of time in
Exactly.
CRM.
Yeah, that's what we realized. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What else?
The second point would be we try to implement everything on the sales team level or the sales rep level. And we never really got our executives or the upper management involved in CRM. So when I first started, the executives didn't really have a dashboard even to go see what's going on. So they would just rely on, okay, the sales reps are trained, good. Like they need to do
And
their
somebody
job.
takes screenshots, throws it in a PowerPoint, and that's the closest they ever get to the CRM system.
Exactly. Like in the internal QBRs, they would get some kind of feedback from the CRM system, but that was about it. But one of the mistakes that we fixed is getting the upper management involved, getting them, correct licenses to create a specific dashboards for them. So now what we have is we have different tiers of dashboards. So we have executive dashboard where they see different KCIs that we track for them. Then we have sales directors dashboard that looks into their individual teams, what they are doing. And then we have sales rep dashboard. So that looks at, as a sales rep, what are the things that I'm missing out on? What are the things, which records, leads, opportunity, anything that needs my attention. So we've set some perimeters where if it shows up in this report, that means it needs your attention and it's going to be right up on your dashboard. So you go and fix it instead of going to search for, what do I need to do today? Right. So they log in, they see something in those reports.
Guide them through their day.
Exactly. Yeah. That means it needs your attention. And then we have Insight Sales Dashboard. So that's for the sales team's support. So that kind of having that structure has helped build up the CRM utilization.
It probably gets new people effective more quickly when there's a nice structure around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they come into a very well-structured environment and they're not really trying to invent their own wheels, So it's easy to train them that way because we have, like I said, we have the structure. So it's easy to train them and show them examples of what have we been doing so far and what has been working for us.
All right. Tell us about your third mistake/success.
And that will be not having an in-house community around CRM. Again, so what we used to do is we would onboard people and just train them. And then that's it.
Let them loose.
And let them ask me questions when they need to ask me questions, which some people did. And some people just didn't want to, they didn't want to ask questions. If they couldn't figure it out, they move on to the next thing and about their day. And then that task that they were supposed to do in CRM, it just never got done. So what I started doing is monthly, we have this session called Sugar on the Rim. That's what we call it. It's a monthly meeting /
Sounds
get
like
together.
a cocktail, like a lemon drop or something like that.
That's
Is that
the key.
idea?
That's the key because I want it to be like a relaxed session.
Yeah.
It's not structured. I'm not showing you a presentation. Sometimes I do if I have some new updates, but it's more about building a community where people can just feel free to come up there once a month and ask any questions or give us ideas on, hey, this is how I think we can improve. And I've gotten so many good ideas from those sessions, just talking to people who are actually the ones who are, putting in the data. And that's where it all starts, the sales reps. So listening to them and listening to their ideas and then understanding if it's possible or not. Some ideas they give you and like, yeah, I don't think we cannot implement that. But sometimes, it's a perfect missing piece that you never thought you would need. And it helps us a lot. So having that community, and then in our town halls, we actually display the numbers. We show everybody, it's like a leaderboard of who's doing what. So just having that internally, be very openly talking about CRM and other tools around it, I think was one of the mistakes that we fixed, that we never talked about it that much. And now that we do have an internal community and we have a separate folder within our SharePoint where people can go and sign up for the new events, CRM events within the company actually. And any videos that has been, training videos that has been recorded is going to be in there. They have open chat where they can chat with each other to talk about just CRM related stuff. And on top of that, I am available whenever they need any help.
That's fantastic. Those are great lessons learned. First one was spend less time in the CRM, not more time. In other words, automate everything you can. Second one was pull the executives into the CRM system with dashboards so that they're getting a real-time view of the numbers right there. Okay. And then the third one was build a community around the CRM solution and the whole project, and get people sharing ideas and best practices and then posting them up in your internal SharePoint.
It's a snowball effect. I've realized, once you start there, it gets bigger and more people gets involved and it gets more interesting for everybody. And then it gets the overall results. You can see it in the matrix.
Love it. The snowball effect. Well, hey, thank you for sharing your story and the EIS story with us today. Tell me, where can our listeners connect with you and maybe also learn more about EIS?
Yeah, I mean, EIS.com is obviously EIS-INC.com is the website that people can go in if they want to learn about our company. And they can reach out to me from LinkedIn, Aadil Ahmed, Aadil, last name Ahmed, Ahmed. And anywhere else, I mean, there I have Facebook or Instagram with the same name as well. So people can reach out to me anywhere.
There you go. Standard social media.
LinkedIn is the place where if you have any questions, and I was telling you this earlier, I love to have conversations around marketing topics, CRM topics, automation, AI. So if anybody's listening, want to have any open-ended conversation about any of those things, they can reach out to me in LinkedIn.
Okay, great. Well, there we go. We're going to wrap up today's CRM Spotlight edition from the beautiful Amazon Web Services offices here in San Francisco. Even comes with a nice beeping in the background that people might have heard. But in any case, there we are. I love sharing that story with our audience and hearing what you've done, Aadil. You've got a truly impressive solution for your company. Best of success to you and EIS.